What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
I remember that song too. I think it was 1991, Hadaway. So what is love? There are many types of love. Love is a feeling of affection towards something or someone. There can be romantic love. You can feel love towards an object or a hobby. Or what about animals? I'm guessing all of us, all of you, identify as animal lovers. Is that correct? Yeah, more or less? Well, it might surprise you that I don't identify as an animal lover, but I am vegan. So that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. It's a very unpopular topic, and I've wanted to talk about this for a long time on my YouTube channel, but I was a bit scared, so I'm going to practice with you. So this all started in my childhood. I remember when children used to come to school crying because their dog died. I was thinking, it's just a dog. Really? Why are you crying? It's not that serious. And also, I had some friends who had big dogs who jumped on me, and I even was bitten. So naturally, my reaction when I see animals is fear. So that was something that came from my childhood. And also I spent a lot of time as a child on a farm in Ireland, and animals were just working as part of the farm. They weren't considered like pets, they weren't pets. And in parallel to that, I was the fussiest eater ever. My parents did not know what to do with me. I even got taken to diet specialists, etc. I just refused to eat. And I refused to eat meat. I just thought it was disgusting. I was always mindful of the fact that it was dead flesh. It's like, ugh. I just thought it was disgusting. However, I had no problem with dairy, ice cream, cakes, melted mozzarella on a pizza. Oh my God, I can still salivate as I remember that. So for most of my life, when I left home, I became an ovo-lacto vegetarian, which for me was just a socially acceptable way of being fussy. So I was a very, very fussy eater. And that's how I continued for several years. I was a vegetarian who wanted to go to a bullfight. Can you imagine? I used to work next to Las Ventas in Madrid. I was an English teacher, and I used to see everyone coming out, and I realized it was so expensive, and if you want to get the cheap tickets, you're sitting in the sun. So I didn't do that. But yeah, I had no problem with bullfighting. What really was, or I had no problem as well with wearing fur. I had a fur coat in honor of Venus in Furs, which is a massive inspiration in my life, which is one of my favorite books. And that's how I was for several years. I often got into debates with real animal lovers about this contradiction almost in my life. And I said, hey, but you eat animals. So I just didn't understand them. So this is how I lived for several years until 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, in parallel, I started to learn more about veganism. And I had a spiritual awakening, which it wasn't really planned, it just happened, both things happened around the same time. And in that process, I started to learn a lot more about the slaughterhouse and about dairy in particular. This is something that stresses me out, noise. So yes, I started to learn about the scary dairy industry. I used to think that dairy was about cows eating grass in the fields and getting milked and then back to their fields, and it wasn't like that at all. In fact, cows were raped. They were forced. They were impregnated by force, and then as soon as the calf was born, it was taken away from them. And even though I was not an animal lover, or I didn't feel any emotional connection to animals, when I saw all of this on my screen on my computer, it made me cry over and over and over again. And in parallel to that, as I was learning more about spirituality, a lot of spiritual gurus that I follow were vegan, because in order to raise the vibration. So that's why I thought, I don't want that pain and suffering in my body, because we are what we eat. I've heard that phrase all throughout my life, but I didn't really understand what it meant. And our cells and our bodies renew with the food that we eat, so we are what we eat. And I didn't want to be pain and suffering or stress. So I decided that this was the best option for me. And ever since I made that decision, it was June 2018, my life has gone, woo! It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I am now living life on the abundance frequency, which is just incredible. I used to have eczema, or my hands used to be full of eczema every year in the summer. I used to be scratching. I used to have to go and see top dermatologists. No eczema. And now I have no pain, no paracetamol, no ibuprofen in my home. Everything is my medicine is my food. Let food be thy medicine. So it's completely changed my life, and also I have now created a conscious lifestyle for myself. I am an event organizer at Barcelona Vegan Community, and I've met lots and lots of like-minded people. And it's not just about food, there's a whole lifestyle behind it. It's, for example, if you think about before I had a spiritual awakening, my social life used to revolve around self-destruction. If you think about in the end of the month, how much money do you spend on alcohol, cigarettes, and food that's no good for you? I spend zero euros on self-destruction. Now my social life is about nourishment and growth. But at the same time, even though I have good intentions as a vegan, I'm not naive. I know that there is still some cruelty in the plant-based food chain, but a lot less than the animal one. So even if you have the best intentions in the world, love hurts. But my idea is, what I propose, is to try and make this love that we have for animals a little less painful.
Thank you very much. Good inspirational speech. A couple of minutes to